What's going on? Aaron Murray here with the Players Lounge, your host tonight. And we're going to the top position, my favorite position in all of football. You see it on Saturdays, you see it on Sundays, balling out. It's a little bit unique in the way teams are using them nowadays, the tight end spot. And we're going to bring in one of my tight ends that I played with, a guy that I played with in high school and then at the University of Georgia, Orson Charles, and now also a freshman tight end there at the University of Georgia, Oscar Delp as well. Fellas, welcome to the Players Lounge. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me a little bit tonight. Like I said, I love the tight end spot. It's my favorite position, man. You look at the Super Bowl right now, you got Kelsey, you got Goddard. You saw San Francisco, the way they use your tight end. I'll go start with this first, and I'll ask Orson, since he is the old man in the group here. Is Georgia, when it comes to college tight ends, is Georgia tight end you?
1000%. Now that's one of the main reasons why I picked Georgia because of Ben Watson, Montrell, Leonard Pope. So Georgia definitely becoming a tight end you. It was back then and it is now.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Oscar. I know you've definitely seen some Georgia. I hope you know your history a little bit too. And Orson was a pretty badass tight end back in the day as well. Where do you rank Georgia and tight end use across the country?
I mean, obviously, I have to put him first. I mean, just from everything I've seen this year, I think I puts him first alone, just with Bowers and Darnell, and we got some freaks in that room. And then obviously everything from the past. I mean, there's guys, Charlie Warner, he's out there making plays. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that if we're not already, I mean, we're on our way, and I mean that's what Coach Hartley's trying to do, and Coach Smart and the whole offense. So
It is funny to me. Orson, do you remember Coach Hartley? Do you remember him at
Yeah.
all?
I
Yeah, that
love
he's a
it.
tight end coach now. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I
He's just
saw
worked his way up the ladder.
that.
I
I'm
mean,
proud
good
of him.
for him.
Definitely
Oh,
proud of him.
I know. It's like him. Josh Brooks was like an assistant. Josh Brooks, who's now the AD,
Mhm.
he was the one booking all of our travel. Like he was booking travel. I would send Josh text messages to like, "Hey, Josh, I'm trying to schedule 7-on-7." He would send mass text messages out to the team. Like to see those two work their way up to, obviously athletic director, now tight end coach for him is just really fascinating. I love the guys that really care about Georgia still staying around. For those out here who don't know, so I met Orson junior year of high school, and Orson loved the University of Miami. We're both from Tampa. Orson was part of a wing T offense, so he had no idea what the hell football really was, anyways. But anyways, he loved Miami, was obsessed. Everywhere we'd be literally walking down the halls of our high school, and Orson was throwing up the U. So it took me a lot of convincing to get into Georgia. Oscar grew up somewhat of a South Carolina fan. I don't hold it against either of you because I grew up, I would say, probably a Florida fan. So we have three guys in this chat right now that found the light. We found Georgia. We love Georgia. And obviously, Oscar, you have a few more years to continue to enjoy it. What attracted? I'll start with Oscar first. What attracted you most to Georgia when you're trying to make the decision to come to the good team?
I mean, all the football stuff, I mean, that was just perfect. But I mean, I tried to put kind of that aside a little bit because you kind of want to be somewhere that you're going to love for the next chapter of your life, wherever, how long you're there. And I mean, I think Athens is a perfect place. I mean, close to home for me. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And then just on the football side of things, I trust Coach Smart with everything. I mean, he's, in my opinion, the best coach in college football. And then Coach Hartley is coaching every day, making everyone so much better in our tight end room, and just everything that we've been doing with the tight end for the past couple seasons is, I mean, it shows on Saturdays, and that's just something I couldn't pass up being a part of.
Oh, how did I convince you to leave your beloved Miami to come up north to the cold,
So,
cold, windy Georgia?
so when I went there, every time I went there, I was talking with Coach Rick and even John Lilly and McClendon and Coach Ball. Like every time I went, I would see the kids run around. Kids were playing with the other coaches' kids, and it just seemed like a family atmosphere. And that's something I definitely wanted to be a part of. And then having that conversation with Coach Rick, I had conversation with all these other coaches, and they strictly just talked about football. But talking with Coach Rick, he was like, "Hey, my biggest concern is making sure that you become a better man." And that's what I want to make sure because we don't have enough, quality, godly men out there. And that just sold me. So along with just the atmosphere, going and talking with the coaches, obviously you was the icing on the cake.
I was hoping you would say that I was the reason why you committed to Georgia, but it's okay. I won't hold that against you. I know deep down inside that's the reason why you came to Georgia. The one thing we did not have, Orson, was these. I don't know when's the last time you've been to Athens, but we lived. The little Oscar. The Buttsmere building, like the with the circle on it, kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
OG building. That
yeah,
was all we had. Like that was our
yeah,
facility, and now that shit's like quadruple or five times that size.
yeah.
I mean,
No, I don't
we
think
had
anyone
a
even goes in that side anymore. Like, I
no,
don't
no.
think
I was there the other day.
they.
Like half of it's empty. I'm like, there's like it's like a war zone pretty much. Um, how amazing, because when you're still young and you've seen a lot of the new facilities out there, where would you say Georgia stacks up when it comes to the best of the best?
Oh, it was number one by far from
Yeah.
everywhere I've been, just in like convenience and how they have everything laid out, and just like everything is right there. And like I'll be at the facility sometimes for like 6 or 7 hours, and you don't even really like think anything of it because there's just so much stuff to do, and everything's so close. Like we work out and walk straight 10 feet to our restaurant with our own chefs
Man.
that, and if they're not cooking something you like, there's also catered food right in front of you also. So I mean, like, you're gonna get something you want, and it's all perfect. Everything's right there. I mean, there's no need to go anywhere else in the facility.
Soak
I
that
mean,
in.
Orson, what would we have done with all that good stuff?
Man, we would have won rings just like they're doing.
I mean, we're at the dining halls, and Orson's over there eating chicken wings and pizza for every meal. You guys are getting 5-star, steaks and chicken and baked potatoes for every damn meal. So, uh, listen, we laid the foundation, Orson, for
We
those
did.
guys to
We
continue
did.
to elevate.
I
That's what we
appreciate it.
did. It's all good.
You're welcome.
Uh,
You're welcome.
another thing that is very different is the offenses, and we were a pretty damn good offense. I will throw that out there. We were a top 3 offense in the SEC, but Orson's hand was in the dirt 99% of the time. Like Orson rarely flexed out, and also Orson was a receiver for me in high school. Orson played only receiver. We were spread offense, and then all of a sudden he's in the dirt. We had a lot of play action pass, running that broken arrow across the middle of the field, single high, break it, too high, take it to the middle of the field,
Mm.
Birmingham, deep cross, all that good stuff. But now, Orson, you look at these guys and they do play receiver. They flex them out. What kind of damage could you have done in today's game as a tight end, being able to get moved around and flexed all over the place?
Definitely would have done tremendous damage. And it's just like how Florida ran their offense with Aaron Hernandez. uh, being flexed out because at that position, you understand that no linebacker can cover you. So you're faster than a linebacker, you're bigger than a corner. So use that to our advantage. And that's what Todd is doing. And I respect him. He was the offensive coordinator at Cleveland when I was there. So I kind of already knew that he was going to utilize the tight end as much as he was. But I did not know it was going to be like this. So I'm proud of him just utilizing the athletes that he have. But yeah, definitely would have took advantage of the offense if we would have ran it back in our day.
I know. Come on, Bobo. Use the tight ends a little bit more. We used you now.
Right.
We didn't move you around as much as probably we should have, because you can run like no other in space. Uh, how much of how tough is it to learn the playbook though, Oscar? Like, you guys are asked to do a lot. I mean, you're asked to be inline blockers and run routes from attached, and then move to the slot, single up on the backside. You're how long does it take to learn that playbook with your position? Because you guys, I think, are asked more to do more than anyone else on that offense.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's an NFL playbook. Coach Munkin. I mean, he's probably one of the most. He has some of the craziest plays ever, and I mean, it just takes a lot. And you just gotta find out what works best for you. I mean, for me, I got there, and Brock and Darnell were both hurt for spring, so I was kind of running with the ones a little bit, the twos and the threes, like in my first time ever being on campus, like for spring practice, and didn't know anything on the playbook, so I'm kind of freaking out trying to learn it all, and then it's just kind of you gotta. What I figured out was just kind of trying to simplify it and just kind of break it down by position and all this stuff, because I mean, you really at tight end in our offense, you got to know everything because you could be in every spot. So that was the biggest thing for me, is just kind of simplifying it a little bit and kind of learn it little by little. And then I think as time went on after spring and I got to catch my breath a little bit, that's when I really started to learn the playbook and understand it and understand the concepts. But I mean, it's a crazy playbook. And I mean, I heard you say, you mentioned how Coach Bobo is your offense coordinator, and he's actually working in the tight end room with us now.
Yeah.
So having him help me learn that was a huge thing this year. And I just, as time went on, it just got easier. But it's really just, I mean, they give you a big book, but it doesn't do justice just reading over. I mean, you got to get out there and do it and kind of go over it with other dudes. And that's kind of how I figured out that was the best way for me to learn it.
Has good old Bobo simmered down in his old age, or is he still wild?
He's still wild. He's awesome now.
Oh,
He's awesome.
He's a savage now. Oh, he used to dog cuss me out so bad. Last one on the football field before we get to a couple fun ones. Obviously, Stetson's gone. He's been great for the past 2 years. Now the quarterback battle begins for some of these young guys, guys that have been a part of the program for a little bit. You obviously, being in your position, you've probably worked with a lot of those guys, whether it's scout team or backups, twos, threes, all that. How exciting are you? I'm not going to ask you to make a prediction who's going to be the starter, but how excited are you for them to get their opportunity to, work their way to possibly being a starting quarterback next season?
No, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super cool to watch. I mean, I'm really close with all of them. I live with Gunner, and I mean, me and Brock are always working out together, and I'm super close with him, and same with Carson. I mean, we got some dogs in the quarterback room, and I mean, those dudes are just gonna battle it out. I couldn't even, if someone asked me to make a prediction, I couldn't even do it because I mean, they're all just so good, and they all have their own styles and bring their own things to the table. And it's gonna be a lot of fun to get to catch balls from those guys and go through the next however long it is until we kind of get an idea of even what's going on.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think all of them are great. I think they all bring a little bit something different too. So it'd be interesting to see what happens this spring. Speaking of living with people, Orson, you and I had to live in ECV for like 3 years. I think you may have just lived in ECV your entire time. These dudes only have like 1 year and they get to go. He's already living off. Yeah, he's already living off campus. Can you believe this prima donna over here living the dream? Did you only live in ECV? Because you're 3 and done.
McWhorter. Yep.
I was in McWhorter too.
Yeah, but you're there for a year. 3 years in ECV jail.
I couldn't do it.
So Orson, you never got to experience what it was like to live off campus. Do you regret that at all?
Well, no. So I experienced it when I came back, but it wasn't the same.
Orson was a wild child. I'm not going to get into the stories, but Orson and I lived together for our first year. And I lived with 2 tight ends. I lived with Orson for a year and a half. And then I lived with Arthur Lynch for a year and a half.
Artie.
And I mean, yeah, our boy Artie. I mean, both, we had some good times back in the day. All right. So fun one real quick. Favorite restaurant. And I'll start with Orson first, because I'm sure it's probably not even around anymore. Favorite restaurant in downtown Athens.
See, so I didn't really eat downtown. I was at ECV dining hall because they had their smoothies.
You did love them smoothies.
But if I did eat out, it wasn't downtown. It was Choo Choo's. I'm simple, Aaron. I like
no. I do got a good story for Oscar. Have you ever been to what's the Mexican restaurant right by the facility? Golly.
What's it called?
Cali and Tito's. So they have that good yum sauce, whatever it is. They used to have like containers of it. And Orson, don't worry, like you're past the whole timing of getting in trouble for this. I opened the fridge one day in our ECV, and there's like 2 bottles of it in our fridge. I'm like, Orson, what are you doing? So then after that, they started only giving out small containers of it. So for those who want to bitch and moan about, Cali and Tito's not having the big containers of the sauce, it's because of Orson, who took it home to put on all of his damn food. So I love Cali. That's my spot. Cali and Tito's is the bomb. Oscar, your top spot.
I can't say a dining hall because I've never been to one, because we got bones. So I don't know. I might catch some hate.
Oh, right.
Oh my
God. Have you ever heard of Athens Walk?
No.
You probably haven't.
It's
one of those places you drive by and you look at it and you don't know how they're still in business. It's like a little Chinese place downtown. And it was Christmas. We had to be back for our meeting because we're still in the season, still going. and everything's closed, and I was starving. It was the only place open. And I like, looked at it, and I was like, "This is sketchy," but I mean, I'm gonna have to do it just because I'm so hungry. And I went in there, and it was the best like Asian food I've ever eaten in my life.
Oh,
It's a hidden
I
gem.
have to go. Have you been to Chuck's? Have you been to Chuck's?
Oh
The
yeah, I
Fry
haven't
Bar?
Chuck's. Chuck's is
I-
those places are all amazing, but this place is like
yeah.
it's like $10 for just the biggest thing of like rice and chicken.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Oh
just
wow.
definitely.
insane.
It sounds like the new version of Choo Choo's for Orson.
Yep. Is Mama Boy still around?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Probably there's probably a line out there right now on a Wednesday night at 8:20. Probably people lined up for the next morning already. So
We get those at the, I think almost like every day at the facility they'll have the biscuits.
these guys, I'm telling you, Orson, like you understand, these dudes live the dream over there.
I
They're like
know,
kings.
right? Take me
They
back.
literally are kings. I know. I mean, I go around that facility. I'm like, man, you guys got all the damn bells and whistles, all the food, the film, the golf simulator, the indoor facility. Man, if it rained, we're out there running, hitches and slants because of our 20 by 10 indoor facility that we had. Jeez, living the dream. All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate you guys. Tight end, University of Georgia, Oscar Orson. Oscar, man, good luck. Can't wait to see you continue to do your thing next season. Big O, always good to see your beautiful face.
Man.
Appreciate it.